Hey, what's up, guys? Hopefully, you guys are having a good day. Today, we're going to be talking about Brooklyn 99 and TryHackMe. So, this is going to be a fun machine. So, if you guys are joining live, welcome. If you have any questions, or if you have TryHackMe, follow along. And if you're following along, after the fact, awesome. Thank you so much. So, let me just make sure everything is up and running because I actually just got back from the gym and I tried to take a quick shower and get ready. So I'm a little disorganized, but if you have any questions while I get prepared and get connected to the VPN and do all that stuff, because that's the boring stuff. You don't want to see me just connect to VPN. But hopefully everyone's having a good Monday. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining. And hopefully this is enjoyable, right? So, yeah. So just hang tight. Give me about 30 seconds to a minute. So give me and we'll get started. So hey, what's up? Good evening, owned. Hopefully you can help me own this box. So let me share my screen. Let me figure out how to do that now. I always forget how to actually do that. Let me make this full screen for a second. Present. Share screen. There we go. I don't really do this much, so I don't know which screen it's going to share. Entire screen here. Boom. So let's see if we can. There we go. Think you guys can see it. If you guys have any questions, let me know if you can see it and you can hear me well, so we can get this ball starting. Evening. Good evening. Can you guys hear me good? Let me know how the sound is. Let me just let me know in the chat. Yeah, awesome. Cool. So who's going to be following along live with me? Are you guys going to be following along with me? And if you are, just put like follow along or just watching or whatever. And if you guys need the link, I want to shoot that in the chat just in case you guys want to. What's up, nerds? There you go. So there goes the link if you guys want to check it out. I did connect, and let me actually I have to actually start the machine. You see, I'm a little behind, so sorry about that, guys. So this is about a minute to connect. Maybe Zoom terminal. Yep, I will. So yep, thank you. Is that better? Let me know if that's cool. And if it's too small or too big, let me know too. Let's hide this guy. Yeah, it's better. Awesome. Sweet. So we'll give this a moment. So looks great. Awesome. Cool. Thank you so much. So the reason why I picked this a little, I was going through I was just searching around, like browsing around. I'm like, I'm not a big CTF guy. I'm going to put it out there, right? So this is all fun and games, but I was looking at some and I'm like, oh, Brooklyn. I am from New York, so I caught my eye. I was like, oh, Brooklyn. Let's see how that is. And when I came down, I was like, 2 flags, sweet. This is even better. I don't have to go through answering 6,000 questions. So this is pretty cool. So pretty much what we have to do is just hack the box. So let's go ahead and copy this and do our first thing. So we're going to do a quick Nmap scan, and we're going to do, I'll do a little SV. I guess I'll just do PN as well. And then I'll do ON, so put out the output. I'll put bk.txt, and then I'll just paste that. BK is Brooklyn. So yeah, obviously I'm doing a service scan, and then I'm just going to, ignore ping and just put this output into bk.txt. So yeah, we'll give that a moment. Giving up on port. All right. We'll see how this goes in a second. And yeah. Copy. Yeah. This is true. I do have a cheat sheet. I do have a cheat sheet with a lot of commands, especially when it comes to like privilege escalation and privesc. And now I just go out to I just have this as a GTF bins. I use this a lot for privesc, and I'm sure this is going to have a section for that because we need a root flag. So unless it's super easy, I don't know. But sometimes these things aren't super easy. Bless you. Yeah. This is exciting. It's fun. Yeah, I mean, it's something different. And going out, doing the interview type lives are awesome too. So we get to know other folks in the industry, bring in knowledge and all that stuff. So it's always a good thing to see. So if you guys want to see those lives, you can check those out as well. Ouch. I just like rearranged my little office and I have like a desk right next to me and I just pinched my finger so hard that actually hurt. Shiznit. All right, cheat sheets are great. Anytime I have to search for something, I always save what I said. Exactly. Hit that like, hey, what's up, Chris? You ready to hack a box? And if you guys are into MMA or anything like that, go follow and go subscribe to MMA Holes. He's a character. He's a New Yorker as well, but he left as well. So New York is falling apart. Have you ever messed around with image injection? Security? If you're asking me, not really. I haven't really messed with anything like that. I stay more on the infrastructure, networking. If I stay away from all the web app stuff. I'll leave that to the web app folks. There he is. Man, this is taking forever. Let me make sure this damn box is up. Let's go ahead and copy this. Let's ping it. Whoa. Whoop. Yeah, it's pinging. Let's see if we can just, I don't know. But New York is a wild place. I used to visit up there once a year. Yeah, I used to do that too. But I actually haven't been up there in I think a year now. Has it been a year? Maybe not. No, I was up there in last year. Last year I was up there. All right, cool. So that was a lot quicker. So we have ports 21, 22, and port 80. What I'm going to do is do a little snippet. I'm going to copy this and open up my open up this, paste, zoom this in. All right. So for the folks that are into the CTFs, where would you go next? Just out of curiosity, like what would you try to enumerate next? Would you try to enumerate? We have 3 ports open, right? FTP, 22, and port 80. Like, what do you think we should? What do you think we should do? I just want to hear some, just some curiosity. Anything? All right. I guess I'll take it upon myself. We'll enumerate probably FTP first. Let's give that a go. Let's give FTP a go. All right, FTP. And then let me put anonymous here so we can just, all right, let me go back here, enumerate this, boom, boom, boom. Let me go back here, just because I don't have to type anything. All right, so anonymous, I would check for any vulns on the versions of the open ports, I suppose. Port 80. So we'll check out port 80 as well. Let's see what we have here. So we have a note. Let me make this a little bigger because I'm not sure if you guys can see that. It says a note for Jake. You're not waiting for a I guess they're just coming in slow. That can be a problem too. Like maybe they're just coming in slow. So my bad, folks. My bad. So I'll wait a second before I continue. Right. So now what I'll do is I'll pull that down. So I'll just use the get command, and that'll pull that down from the server locally. And I'll leave that there for a second. That's why I have 6,000 things here. So now if I do an ls, we have this note to Jake. So let's go ahead and cat that out. So we have from Amy, Jake, please change your password. It's too weak, and it'll be, halt, whatever, will be mad if anyone hacks into 99. All right. So what do you take out of this? Like, what do you think this is? Yeah, there's a lag. So my apologies. And that's why I'm like trying to look over here for the chat and just to make sure I'm not like missing anyone or missing anything. So yeah. Any ideas? Like, what would you do now? What can we do? So we have Amy, we have Jake. So maybe Amy or Jake is a username for something. Maybe they're a username. So let me just I'm just going to put that here. Okay. Maybe users. Amy, where's it? Amy and Jake, right? And Jake. Okay. Oh yeah, and halt. You're right. See, this is why I need you guys. This is why I need you guys. All right. And all right, cool. Let me make this a little larger for the blind folks like myself. All right, cool. So we have these 3 usernames. All right, so what now? Like, what do you think we should do now? We can cat. Let me see what Gabe said. You can cat a file FTP. Yeah, you can do that as well. But I just like to pull it down. So what we can do, let me see where my rocku.txt is. I don't even know where it is. All right, so it's here. So what we can do is try to brute force. And we know we have SSH, right? So what we do is try to brute force SSH, right? That would be my go-to. What do you guys think? Let me know. What do you think? I'm waiting in the chat. Anything? No? Maybe? All right. I'm going to try to brute force. So what we're going to do is use Hydra. Obviously, this is not the information that we need. So, and my user is not Lynn. So we're going to use Jake, right? Let's use Jake first. If I can spell Jake. And then what we have to do is get the password list, and it's going to sit in, I'm going to use the rocku.txt word list. Okay. And then my IP address is not this. So let's get the correct IP address. Let's come back up here. Let's just go back to, make sure we get the right one. Copy that. Okay. That all looks good. So pretty much what we're doing here is Hydra is we're going to brute force with Hydra, and -L, so we can put the username, and -P is a password list. And I'm going to use the rocku.txt password list, and we're going to go ahead and brute force SSH on the IP address. So we'll give this a moment to see if it, now it's attacking port 22, and bada bing, we got that was easy, 987654321. All right. So, easy peasy. All right. So it makes sense. Yeah. So pretty much now we can just do a control C now, and we can just copy this, right? So now we can just take this, copy this, put it into our notes, because as a pen tester, as a ethical hacker, whatever you want to call, I don't know what we are. I'm just a human being sitting in a room. All right. So now we can, now I'm just here chilling. So now we got Jake's password. So now we can use this to SSH into the box, right? So let's go back here, and let's just open up a new one. Well, let's just right click, and we can just go to tab central here. All right. So let's do sudo su log in. All right. So let's go ahead and make this bigger. CD to TryHackMe and then Brooklyn. Okay. All right. So now we can just try SSH. If I can spell SSH. Jake at, I forgot the IP address already. Did it? Jake might be. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Who's following? Is anyone following along and doing it with me? All right. So now we can just put yes here, and then let's put this password. Copy this. Paste. Enter. And bada bing, we are in. Who am I? I want to be Jakey Boots, right? So PWK, where are we? Sitting. So we're in home Jake. So if we do an ls, oh, isn't it? There's nothing now. Let's go home. Let's do an ls. All right. So we have these three users here, right? So let's try to cd to Amy. ls. There's nothing there. cd ... So let's cd to Holt. ls. All right, there's two users there. Nope, just watching. You work. Thanks. Cheers, man. So now we can do ahead and cat user.txt, and this is the first flag. All right, so that was pretty easy. So far, so good. Any questions for anyone out there? How I did that, why I did what I did, or any questions? Let's go ahead and submit that. Woohoo! I'm on a day streak. 6 days for a badge. Man, I better keep at it. All right. Cool. So now it comes the fun, right? Because now we have to get into root. So excuse me. So I know just watching. So what would someone do now? Like for any of the CTF players, hanging out, like what would you guys do now? I'll just try to, you could do sudo -l just to see what's crack-a-lacking. All right, so root can run less. So what we can do, we can just actually just go out there and just run. Let's go to the great, I'm trying to see if there's anyone out there. No. All right, so we can go out here to, whatever, GTF, bins, or whatever you guys call it. I don't know. Let's do less, right? So now we can do, for example, sudo because we want to escalate out permissions. So technically, let's see if we run sudo here. Here's the command. Limpeas is good too. You can run limpeas. Limpeas, for me, at least, like it takes forever, right? It takes more time, and this just gets to the point, right? But I have used WinPeas, limpeas, and all the peas, and I don't like peas, so that's funny, right? I don't really eat vegetables too much. Weird enough. All right, so if we paste this here, we just hit enter, and then who are we? Who are we? Who am I? Root. So that was it. So now if we just do cd, well, I'm just gonna cat because usually they're at the same spot, right? Root.txt. Hopefully, there we go. Congratulations, you rooted Brooklyn. All right, so let's see. Let's copy this. All right, let's go back here. That was not that difficult. That makes sense. I tend to rely on quite a bit. To experience it. Yeah, so it's all fun, right? We did it, but I want to go back because port 80 is open. So let's go see what's cracking on port 80, right? So let's go. I don't have to share that. So now, for shiznits and giggles, let's go copy this. Let's just paste it here. All right. So Brooklyn. Okay. So just a pretty page. So what I want to do here, let's just go back to here. Thank you. Got that. Enter. Boom. And come on, quit. All right. So exit. All right. So limpeas is such a powerful tool. I wish I I wish I could use it more efficiently. It is powerful. It is powerful, but I think more like the simplistic sake, right? Like if I can use, for an example, right? If I can cut bread with a butter knife, for an example, or if I can cut steak with a butter knife, or if I have to go out and buy a knife to cut steak, like if I can do it with whatever I have, I'm gonna use a simplistic way. That's just that's just my way, right? Everyone has their way. Just like I use the analogy when I'm teaching a class, I say, okay, I want to get into your house, for an example, like a thief, right? A thief wants to get into your house and steal your TV. If he wants to get into the front door, if he wants to get into the side window, the back door, whatever his way in, or if he just knocks you down when you're at the door and he takes your keys and gets in your house, whatever his objective is to take your TV off your wall, right? So, however he does that, that's his objective, right? So that's the way I think. Whatever I need to do, like I remember like people saying, oh, like if you use Metasploit, you're like a script kiddie, or you don't know what you're doing. You just like fill in the blanks. I made a pretty penny using Metasploit. You know what I mean? That's a C2 that I use. So I don't care. Whatever is whatever floats my boat. All right. So Heath, let's see, Heath over at TCM Security. Of course, gives you really good pointers. And okay, cool. Yeah, I need to because I'm doing the PNPT as we speak. So I need to go over because I was using his material, to be honest, prior as reference. Like if I needed to do something, I would watch a video on a specific topic and use it as reference, take some notes, and then do it. Right. I'm being honest, right? Like before I actually started studying for it, I never actually sat down through every single module and focused on it. It was more like reference for me. Um, yeah, we'll all get there. You know what I mean? Don't ever think that you have to be at a certain point at a certain time. Just run your own race. That's all. You know what I mean? All right. So enough. Enough with the. I feel like I'm venting. All right. So there's this. Let's go ahead and look at the inspect the element here. So let's view this. I don't know what's going to be in here, but let's see if there's anything sticks out. Well, all right. Oh, all right. This leaks. This is an example of a false blah, blah, blah. Let's see. What is this saying over here? Scroll. All right. So, whoops. Oh, shoot. All right. So it's saying, have you ever heard of steganography? If you guys don't know what steganography is, it's hiding a message or hiding something within an image, right? So if I want to send, owned a message that says, hey, man, like, tonight we're going to go, play hockey. And I don't want the rest of the crew to know that we're going to go play hockey. So I'll send them a picture of, my skates. Like, oh, look, I just sharpened my skates. Meanwhile, inside that picture says, hey, man, let's go play hockey. Obviously, I'm a hockey guy. That's why I use that. That's why I use that. So cool. So there's a picture. So what I want to do is see if we can try to save this image. Let's go back. Oh, man. This thing freeze on me. Oh, man. Oh, geez. All right, let me see if I can try to reopen that. Did I open it twice? I don't know why this VMs has been giving me a headache, but at least we pwned the box, right? Yeah, I don't know. You see, like now it's acting weird. Let's try this again. See if maybe I have to reboot. Hope not. All right. So let me go ahead and just reboot this real quick. All right. Sorry, guys. I don't know let me try one more time just to make sure. Yep. I don't know what happened. Let's go ahead and just reboot. That's what happens when you're running this in a VM environment. Let's just go ahead and don't save. I guess we can just do all that stuff over again. So we'll just reboot that. Hey, what's up, guys? So yeah, so that was So I'm guessing there's probably a few methods, because if there's steganography, if there's a way to, if there's an image and there's that message there for, it's there for a reason. So I would think maybe there's something hidden in that picture, and maybe with the information that we gathered, maybe I should have saved it. But I think I remember, like, Jake 954. I'm just giving my phone number up, like 987654321, and all that stuff. So good thing it wasn't something complex that I couldn't remember. But yeah, so far so good. So this is a fun box. This was pretty cool. Maybe what I can do is pretty much like maybe ask like you guys, what machine or something like that, what you guys would like to see me do next. If it's Hack the Box or TryHackMe or VulnHub, stuff like that is fun. Sometimes, I like these boxes a little better because I don't want to say they're easier, but they're more structured. Like with VulnHub, you have to download the VM, set it up, and do all that stuff. So sometimes TryHackMe and Hack the Box is just a little more straightforward. Yeah, we can set up a poll, most definitely. I like that idea, and I definitely want to do like a Q&A, just hang out for 30 minutes to an hour, because I get a lot of questions on like Instagram or even on LinkedIn sometimes, like what certifications to get, or how to get into pen testing, or how to get into cybersecurity, or how to get into this whatever. And give me 1 second, let me log in. And it's like there's some things you can just Google, right? And being in this field, most definitely learn how to Google. You're not like frowned upon or like, oh man, like he has to. I Google every day. You know what I mean? Like there was a VMware hack. I was looking at the CVE, looking up the VMware stuff. Like there's always something that you're not going to all keep. You're not going to keep everything in your head. So don't try. At least I wouldn't recommend. Like that's why I have my notes. I have everything jotted down. I just have my references, right? Like I'm not going to sit here and bang my head and try to remember everything. It's no possible way. But that's just me. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, guys? Let's go back to Brooklyn. Okay. And then I have to get into the VPN. So let's go ahead. We'll get into this VPN. All right, CD to downloads. Whoops, not that. Downloads. Jesus. LS, CD to VPN. TryHackMe. Open VPN. Boom. All right. Let that finish cooking. Let's put VPN. And let's drag this to the front because I'm a little OCD. I like my things in a certain order. And this is why it took me a few minutes to get ready. Now you can see why, because I'm a little OCD. Okay, so let's do this. CD back to Brooklyn. All right, cool. I think we should be good to go. Let's go back to Learn, and let's go find Brooklyn and boot her up. All right, I'll check the chat in just a second. Let me just get this. And if there's any, if Owen can answer any questions or anyone can answer any questions, that would be really, really lovely. Let me just go back to Brooklyn 99 and see if we can pwn this box another way. Because I'm curious now. Okay, cool. This thing's still there. So let's copy that. Let's try to ping it, make sure we're good here. All right, sweet. All right, so now let's go back here and let's give this a jingle again. All right, so now let's try to right click on this, save image. Let's see if we can save this image. All right, so let's see. I don't want email. Doesn't give me just the option to save the image. Let me see, view source. Let's see, what's the image name? Okay, so maybe I can just do this. Let me see something. If I can do this. Let's see if this will work. This is why I don't do web stuff. Copy this, and let's try to do this. wget. See if this works. All right. I know a little something, something, guys. All right. So now, sorry, let me get a drink. Let me see if I can answer any questions here. We can all set up. Yep. Blah. Yeah. I've been really trying to focus on my Google Dorking skills here lately. It's been a huge difference. Yeah, exactly. Like Google Dorking and just learning how to use Google, right? And just, like there's so much out there, so many resources. So utilize them, guys. Like, all right. Excuse me. Oh man. Ugh. All right. So let's go back here. So let's make it. So there's I think it's ST. All right. So stag hide. All right. Let's just hit enter here. So stag hide. Obviously, we can try to extract stuff and extract things. So we can use extract, right? And then we can actually use different syntax, right? Like different arguments. So SF, so stag, we have a stag file, a file that we want to use, right? So let's do stag hide, and then we're going to use the syntax of extract. Let me ask, is it extract? I want to make sure. Yeah. All right, let me just copy this. All right, and then paste. Oh, how does it do that? Okay. All right, so that dash SF and then Brooklyn. Brook. All right. Holy moly, there's a password. So let's see if it's 95. All right, so it's not 987654321. So now what we have to do is use stag cracker. I haven't used this in a minute. I'm going to be honest, guys. Like this is like, maybe I should have never went this way, but we're already here, right? Stag cracker. Now I really, all right. So what we're going to do, we're going to use I wonder if it needs to use the word list. I wonder how we can actually use the word list. Let me just hit stag cracker and file. Okay, so let me do this. Let me see. You can put yeah. I just screwed myself up. All right, let me locate rocku.txt, and then let's do this. Copy, and let's use stag cracker here. That's the word list, and then Brooklyn. Let me do it last. No, it's Brooklyn 99. Supported. I wonder if I'm doing something. This is all right. Let's go Google Dorks, Google Dorkin. Let's go see. Stag cracker. Let's see if I'm missing something, because I haven't used this tool in ages, guys. Like, but whatever. We pwned the box, right? So I just want to see if there's a file. So okay, so it's file then word list. So example, blah blah blah. So it's the file then the word list. Okay, so let's go back here. Let's do stag cracker. And then instead of if I understood that correctly, we're going to do Brooklyn Oh, there we go. See? Little Google. Never hurt nobody. Put the file name first in the word list, maybe. Yeah. Yeah, you're the man. Crypto Pocket. Thanks, man. Now, God only knows how long this is bloody thing's going to take because it has like 50 million, what is that? 100 million or 1 million, 400,000? 1 million, 400,000, 30, whatever. It's getting late. So we'll see how long this takes to crack. So it's like a timer. Ding, 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 ding. I wonder if this is going to take a long time. But at least I dedicated an hour, right, for the stream. So, oh, hey, how you doing? All right, so it looks like the thing is admin. Could you talk a bit about rocku.txt? Absolutely. So rocku.txt is a default word list inside of Kali Linux. So it doesn't come extracted by default. If you go to, if I do locate rocku.txt, it sits inside of user share wordless rocku.txt.gv or gz, and that's a zip file. So all you have to do is unzip that. You can put that wherever you want on your file system, and then you can utilize that, right? So that's pretty much what we're with rocku.txt is. That answers your question. It's just pretty much a word list, with a million passwords or whatever it was. So a lot of these CTFs, probably 99.9% of the time, the password or the answer or whatever, if you try to crack something, it's going to be in the rocku.txt just to simplify the process. But the concept is what's important, right? Like we want to learn the concept of what we're doing. So if there is something complex, maybe if you're trying to do a penetration test against an FTP server that your client has, maybe their password is not going to be in rocku.txt. Maybe you have to go download a word list or create your own word list from information that you gathered on the internet using OSINT, right? So, but knowing the process of doing it, the methodology is what's key. So hopefully that helps. All right. So, all right, we got the password for this bad boy, right? So we have admin. So now, let me go back here. I think was it here? No. All right. So let's do a little stag hide. So now we have to go extract, and then we have to do the SW Brooklyn, and then admin. I think I fat fingered that. I think I screwed that up. Hold on. Let me just do stag. Shoot. Admin. All right. So it wrote to a file called note. So now if I do an ls here, we have another note.txt. See that? So it extract that note from that image, right? So now if we cat note, note.txt. Now let me make this larger. So there we go. And now we have Holt's password. So now this makes more sense. So we have Holt's password, fluffydog12 at 99. So let's do a little, let's go back here. And now we can try to SSH with Holt at, I don't know the IP address. Let's copy this, paste, enter, password. I think I spelled Holt right. Yeah. Let's copy this password and fingers crossed when I hit enter. Oh, hey, how you doing? There we go. So now we can do ls user. Obviously, we already got the user, we can cat user.txt, and now we can do the same process of like do sudo -l. All right, so this is different. So now in order to run root, it's with nano, right? So what does that mean? Before, I think it was less. I think it was less. I think, if my memory serves me correct. So what we need to do now is we can just go back to our interwebs and go here. and do, what was it? Oh my God, nano. All right, let me go up here. So let's do a little nano. All right, so we can do sudo. So technically, if we run sudo nano, right? So then we can do a control R, to run, and then we can do a control X to execute what we're trying to run. So let's give this a go. This is fun. Getting a little excited here. All right, so now we're in nano, right? So what we have to do is do a control R, and now we can run a command, right? So let's go back here. So we're going to run this, right? I don't know if it's the whole thing or just this, but let's do the whole thing. Okay, let's go back here. Where's my thing? All right, so now we can just paste. All right, so now what we're going to do is a control X to execute this. Enter. Who am I? We're root. So you see that? I don't know if you can see that, but it's all executed in here. We're root. Let me see if I can do who am I again. We're root. So I can do cat root dot txt, and there we go. So there is two ways to actually pwn this box. So there's the first way that we did with brute forcing SSH and getting to FTP and all that stuff, and then using the steganography technique. So this one was a fun box. I really enjoyed this. This is pretty dope. So now we can just exit this and control X, and no, who cares? And goodbye. All right. So yeah, that was two ways to get into this box. So that was pretty fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that, and hopefully you guys learned something. I learned something, right? Like I haven't used Stag Hide and Stag Cracker in some time, and a little Google searching helps everybody. So I guess we can hang out for a few more minutes if you have any questions. And I was thinking it was going to take me about 30 minutes to do this box anyway, so it was right about the same time that I thought. So any questions in the chat? I'm just looking at the chat now. And yeah, and if you guys have, if you want to, go about the PNPT and join a little study session, you can, join the Discord server and hang out. Let me see. I can just put it back on just me. I don't know if, yeah, here we go. So yeah, you can just join the Discord server, hang out. And once a week, what I want to do is actually get together with some folks and go on a voice chat and just shoot the stuff and shoot ideas on how to tackle this PNPT. I'm super excited about this journey. I made a video about, this is a goal that I want to achieve this year. Hopefully I can do it before the summer. But yeah, I'm super excited. And from what I hear, it's very, very realistic. And that's what I like more than like the rabbit hole type stuff, the CTF-y type stuff, because I'm not the best CTF guy, but I try, I'm getting better. You got to see me when I first started. I was really with cryptography and looking at different hashes and doing all that stuff. It was a nightmare. I've never messed around with steganography. So I'm sure. Yeah. Awesome. So steganography is pretty fun. I haven't done it in a while. Can you explain a bit more on nano? Yes, on the nano steps. You mean what nano is, or what we did? So what we did is when we ran sudo -l, it gives us a command at the bottom /bin nano. So that indicates we can run nano as root, right? So what we can do is just go out and see, okay, how we can do, privilege escalation or privesc or whatever you want to call it. And you can use limps. We can run limps against it, or you can just go out to the internet. And I have that site saved because it's just super simple. As you can see, there's two things. I just, put in what I want to search for, and it just brings it right to it. And you go to sudo because we're trying to get root access. So when we run sudo, sudo space nano, we're running. So say, for example, if we didn't use that, I don't know what happened. But if we didn't use the actual command to to escalate the permissions. If we try to make a nano file without root privileges, it'll give us, when we try to save it, it'll give us access denied, right? So with that next command, that's why it says like control, it said like control whatever, control X or control R, whatever it said there. And it pretty much gave us what we need to do. And once we have that, we can execute the command that it said. Let me see what it said. Reset sh, 1 greater than blah, 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 n signed and 0, 2, whatever. So, and once we execute that, because we're running it as nano, it automatically escalates our permissions to root because it has root access, if that makes sense. And yeah, that's pretty much all I did. So if you're doing any boxes, the first thing you want to do is, once you compromise low-level privileges, you can run sudo-l to see if it gives you any output. And if not, then there's other, then you have to dig a little deeper and do other little techniques. But for the most part, for these CTFs, these easy CTFs, that's pretty much the process. Hopefully that explains it. But maybe Heath Adams, if you want to get more into like Linux privilege escalation, he has a course. If you want to do the PNPT, I don't know that the PNPT even has Linux machines. I don't know anything about the exam, but from my understanding is to compromise a domain controller, right? So ultimately, like when you're on an internal assessment, or if you're on a pen test, what you want to do is do your OSINT, do your reconnaissance, et cetera, your normal stuff. And once I have, for example, Mega Incorporated, right, whatever you want to call it, and now I want to go start researching about what did I just say? Mega Corporation. And then once I have a lot of information gathered, maybe I can try to, compromise a VPN server, or try to intercept something, or try to set up a phishing site, whatever kind of, compromise I want to go about, right? So once we have that, then we can say, okay, we have, for example, we can use Jack as an example. We compromised Jack's account, and his password was 987654321. Now, okay, maybe there's, like, in the real world, maybe there's an OWA, or online web access for email. Now, maybe his thing is jack@mega.com, and his password is 987654321, right? And now I was just able to get into his email. Now I can put forwarders in there. Maybe I can forward emails to myself, or, an anonymous account. So anything that gets to Jack, I'm getting, or whatever your objective is whenever you compromise your credentials, whatever you want to do with him. And now when I have Jack's credentials, now maybe I can use that to VPN into the network, because maybe they're using what's called, LDAP, or they're using a Radius server or a TACX server, something to authenticate using your Active Directory credentials, right? So now with your Active Directory credentials, I can get into your network. Maybe he's a low privilege user, right? He's just Jack, right? But now I can see, and then you can start doing who am I-priv, and you can see, like, what kind of privileges he has. And then that's where, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but then that's when you can start doing, okay, like maybe, if I do, NS lookup, on an internal environment, usually you do NS lookup to your primary domain controller or your DNS server. Your DNS server is normally your domain controller, right? Or you can do echo space logon server, or you can use set, these kind of commands, and see if you have the ability to see the domain controller. And then you can do like evil WinRM. You can start doing pass the hash, and you can run responder. You can compromise hashes. There's a whole, and maybe this is all we have to do for the PNPT. I don't know, but yeah, hopefully this has been informative. I want to drop now, and I had some fun. Hopefully you guys had some fun. If you're watching this after, if you have any questions, just throw it in the comments below, or join my Discord, and I'm sure someone can help you out. So thank you so much, folks, and until next time, have an awesome day. Ciao.